I hated God at the time. If he existed, I didn't want anything to do with him. My name's Andrew, and this is my story. So I grew up with 3 brothers, a little sister, and 2 loving parents. I graduated high school. I left 10 days after graduation, and I couldn't wait to leave. I moved to California and went to college for 3 years, and then the recession hit. And my dad, taking on everything that he had already had happening to him, he basically lost the business. We were getting, there was a house that got messed up in a big earthquake that happened in Hawaii. And so he was dealing with that, fixing a house that got messed up in the earthquake, his addiction, and the market dropping. So in 2008, I dropped out of college and moved back home to help try to salvage whatever was left of the business, help with the house that got messed up in the earthquake. And I moved in with my older brother, who we began not doing the right things. And we ended up getting in trouble, and we got arrested, and we got our house raided, and we got in trouble for growing marijuana. And before we got sentenced, we actually finished the earthquake house, and my dad was nowhere to be found the day that we finished it, the day we were turning it over to the original owners. And we didn't think much of it. We thought maybe, it was off just unloading, because we finally got it done with. And we found out from my mom that he hung himself. And I blamed myself for a long time. It sucked. And so I continued to go down the wrong path and do anything and everything just to be numb. And it got to a point where I called my mom, and I was like probably 1 o'clock in the morning, strung out on everything, and I told her I needed help. That next morning she showed up to wherever I was and had my bag packed and a ticket for me to go off to treatment. So I left, I got in the plane, and I went and did a 28-day program out in Center City, Minnesota. I didn't really know what Young Life was at the time. I just knew that my brother had gone once when we were kids, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to come." She was ecstatic, and she told me, "You have to come. It's Thursday, 6 o'clock. Everybody's gonna be there. Just show up, sit in the back. You don't even have to do anything." So I went back again and again, and I continued going, and it kept getting better and better. And they were going on this mission trip to Oahu for the leaders. It was a mission trip for the leaders. I went, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun hanging out, and just, I've never been in a situation like that before where everybody's praising God and, and happy and loving. And the next spot we stopped was at this guy's house who had the whole Young Life group there to watch the Super Bowl. And there was one of the pastors there, and he sat down and he was talking to me, and we were just having a good conversation. I ended up telling him my whole story that I'm basically telling you guys. And he asked if I've ever accepted Jesus Christ into my life. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, so we sat there and we probably talked for about an hour and a half. And he pulled out his Bible, he started reading the scriptures, and I was crying, laughing, hugging, like it was just a roller coaster of emotions. And at the end of it, he's like, so do you want to, I accepted, right there on the spot, I ended up accepting Jesus Christ in my life. And he asked me, do you want to get baptized? And I was like, yeah, heck yeah. There was probably 10 minutes left in this game that was actually a really close game. They put it on pause, and all 50 or 60 people came out onto the balcony out to the pool, and they got in the pool with me, and we did the whole thing right there in the pool. I got to go skydiving, and I got baptized in the same day. It was a pretty cool day. It's crazy because I had no idea how much that I needed Jesus Christ in my life.
I still remember going to church the first few times, and he would just sit there and he wouldn't sing, he wouldn't really pray, and he wouldn't take communion. He just showed up. That was it. So it didn't happen overnight. It took several months of going and listening and just observing what was going on. And slowly I saw his walls break down where he would start to participate in worship and singing. And now, of course, he takes communion and he understands what all of that means, but it wasn't overnight. It really did take him, over 2 years to get to where he is today, to be able to get to the point where Stonehill asks, we need more people to serve and lead. And he nudges my shoulder saying, hey, let's sign up for this. Let's do this. Let's get involved more. So it's really encouraging to see God continue to work on his heart and move him in the way that he has since joining Stonehill.